Welcome everybody to, now we're on to the select board meeting. Please join with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, I have a couple of things that I want to add to the agenda. First thing is recycle committee. There's a few of them here. Yep. And town meeting tune-up classes. I want to add that. And then on the bottom, on the top where it says public participation, I would like it to say open meeting, open comments, please. And move the public participation down to just before correspondence. The pleasure of the board, please.
So moved.
I have an addition to the agenda also.
Okay, very good.
I'd like to add Todd Capen from the fire department to the agenda.
Okay, and what's that about?
Budget.
Well, we're going to the budget, you can talk there, right? Do we have
Okay.
to add it? or-
Let's just put a side note in there that he's specifically here for that.
Okay, yep,
Okay.
yes, that's great. Welcome, Todd. We're gonna put you right in the budget, okay? Okay, I need a second.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to add recycle committee and town meeting tune-up, and as a side note, Todd Capen under the budget. Change the wording public participation to open comments and move public participation down to after new business. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay. Chair's remark, I would like to have everybody, I've just received word that Pastor Dunkley is not feeling well, and please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Steve Dunkley, for those that don't know him. And now, open comments, this was be where you would put it in, Ronald.
Thank you. I have two things to announce, 2 dates to announce, and a third invitation. The first one is to remind people that tomorrow night is the fiber optics public information meeting. You all got this notice, everybody got this notice in the mail, and I just want to remind you that it will be there. It will be in the school cafe tomorrow night at 6:30. Munson will be there, so he'll be entertaining. February 9th is the BUHS school budget meeting up at BUHS. A number of us are going to carpool. I'm not sure what time of day the meeting is at.
7 o'clock
Up there at BUHS?
at the.
So we can meet here at like 6 and carpool up together. I think it's, as many people as we get up there, as we can get up there, we should. And the Vernon Voters Alliance is holding a candidates forum on the 17th or 18th of February in the school, if I can get the school, but sometime that, either in the school or out here in the hallway. And we want to invite the select board to hold a budget forum that same night with us. And I know you all talked about it, we know you all talked about it, we just want to say, okay, please join us in that. It's your pleasure.
Thank you very much, Verna.
You're very welcome.
Tim, moderator, come on up. We're gonna move quickly.
Well, I'll move as quickly as I'm able to.
No, I meant, that's why I didn't mean you. I didn't mean we're moving through the. Well, probably. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's okay. Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. The reason why I'm here tonight is because I'm in a bit of a pickle in my dual role as a moderator and Board of Civil Authority Chair. As you may have remembered, for the special select board election on June 30th, I was the presiding officer at the polls because of turnover within the town clerk's office. We are in that situation again. I've discussed it with Nancy, and she would prefer that I act as presiding officer. Ina is not able to because she is not a Vernon resident. What that does, however, is put us in a situation where the second night of town meeting would mean that I would need to be in two places at once. So for that reason, I would request that the board consider holding night 2 of town meeting on Wednesday.
Oh,
This is a unique request, but because of the fact that it's a presidential election year and an exception rather than the rule, I think it would make sense to make that move.
thought on that. I was thinking you were gonna ask for 3 nights. I guess I wasn't even thinking about skipping a night, but that makes sense, because if you can't be there until after the counting, that's gonna be probably, good Lord, last year it was, what, 9:30, 10 o'clock or more?
Correct, and remember,
Yeah.
Madam Chairman, that last year we had a situation where there was a crucial vote,
Yes.
and many people who were poll workers that night were not able to attend, and there was enough of a swing that their appearance or lack thereof changed the vote.
Well, I don't know about that, but yes, they could have
Yeah,
changed the vote, yes.
potentially.
Yeah, I don't mind. What's the pleasure of the board? Josh? Jeff?
Go ahead, say what you want to say.
I'm sure you've already investigated, there's no restrictions, and we do have the authority to set different nights.
The board's discretion is whenever you set it within the actual.
I'm just, the state isn't
No,
gonna
the,
say that we gotta have it this night, we can't do it. Okay.
the state is perfectly at ease as long as you hold a meeting at a time properly warned by your body.
We're fully supportive of accommodating whatever schedule we need to get this done right.
Girls? Do you notice we have boys over here, girls over here? What's up? Yeah. Well, I would've called it something different. What do you think? Yeah.
I don't know what that would do in terms of participation from the public.
They would have warning ahead.
Yes, they'd have to have that
I
45.
would
to 30
almost think it would make it a little bit better, because going to 2 nights in a row, I know sometimes that second night, you're like, do I really wanna do this again? Because the first night was so long and painful and drawn out and that kind of thing, it may give you a day of reprieve in between to
And we
say,
could actually.
okay, I can do this the second night, and, you know.
We could maybe actually start earlier, if you so chose.
On-
to, if you-
On
you
the
know,
on the second night.
On the second night,
Yeah.
I mean, on the third night.
Oh, yeah.
Second night.
Second
The
night.
second night would
Right.
be Wednesday. We
Right.
could probably start at 6:30, get out earlier or something like that. That would even be a good idea, actually, you know? Yeah, and it'd be, and like Sandy said, they have to warn it. It's gotta be in the warning. It's gonna be in the People's Town Report. Also, Tim would Monday night announce it again to let the people know that it's gonna be, the following night, not, that we're changing it from Tuesday to Wednesday, so. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
I make a motion to that effect.
Okay.
Second.
All right, any more discussion on it? Motion's been made and seconded to, change Tuesday night's town meeting night to Wednesday night at 6:30.
Correct.
And, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Okay.
Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Great idea. Okay. Yeah, do we wanna go ahead and take the, recycle committee first?
Sure.
Come on up. Recycling committee?
Hand out some papers.
Thank you so much.
And the second is, how we came up with, it's like the calculations.
Do you have one for her or not?
I do not have one.
That's all right, you can have mine.
That's not good.
So these are just, the second batch is just how we came up with the figures.
Everybody has to remember, our secretary needs
I'll
one,
take one from you next time. I'll share it.
because,
We'll share. We only did art.
if not, she kinda comes to my house and takes mine. And I'm a hoarder. I hate to share. Welcome. I don't know if it'll be great news or not, but thank you for coming and
Well, thank you for having us. I'd like to, first say that the town, the residents in town are doing an excellent job on recycling and composting, which kinda is a negative thing because our revenue is based on bag sales. So, the less trash we have, the less money we get. And so going over, all the expenditures and, really getting a handle on the figures, just within this last month. We've been operating this pay-as-you-throw for 1.5 years now. We realized the Vernon Solid Waste Fund, is, as of June, July 2016, would only be, I'm just gonna, at $56,500, I'm just gonna kinda round it up. This year, our program deficit, we're in a deficit of 77,000. And this is a ballpark figure. So, if you go
the
to,
deficit is between the bags and.
So that, just to clarify, that's for this year, this is what you're projecting for this
this
current
is, I'm
fiscal year?
projecting for the
Okay.
next year,
For the next year, okay.
for the next year. It'd be the 2016, 2017
Okay.
budget.
Okay.
So if we continue in this manner, as of the end of the budget year in 2016, June 30th of 2017, okay?
I do remember that.
The solid waste fund, Vernon Solid Waste Fund would be in a deficit of approximately $12,000. And as a committee, we talked about, we talked about different, scenarios. At that time, we didn't have, we went home, we had gathered our figures.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just wanna clarify something. You said June 30th, 2017 would be the deficit year for the $12,000, am I correct? Not this year?
Not this year.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
But we would be pretty low,
Yes, yeah.
The program itself is running negative, but we have the solid waste fund
Yes.
right now that's.
That's helping it,
Right.
right, exorbitant, yes. Yeah. I'm
So,
sorry, go
so
ahead.
we're concerned about the solid waste fund, and running in the red. And we, as a committee, we talked about, one way would be increasing, bag fees. Another, solution was an annual household recycling fee, which you would purchase, household would purchase a sticker to put on the recycling bins. And because some people, well, not a whole lot, but, you can use the system, you can bring your trash maybe to work and not participate in the bag fee program, but still recycle.
I got a dumb question, sorry.
Okay.
So essentially you're proposing a household fee for recycling, so recycling's gonna cost people money, but, so all these recyclables that we diligently put out every Thursday, does the town get any money back for it, or?
No, you're paying for a service, basically,
In other
because.
words, do we have to pay to recycle?
Well,
Is that-
because there's trucking involved, there's, you have to take in that, the operating expenses to do recycling. Recycling costs money.
The benefit is we don't have to buy more green bags if we recycle.
Right.
Okay.
We have these bins down here, we pay for them, could we save enough money to take them out and not pay for them, or?
That's the downfall of that would be, we would have to have those 24/7 recycling bins removed. I believe there would be no reduction in our Wyndham Solid County Waste District fee.
Okay, so that's within their fee anyway, we don't pay like a monthly fee for that, or,
No.
Wyndham
okay.
solid waste fees are all-inclusive. You can't choose which services you get. That is something that Brattleboro, you may have been watching in the papers.
Right.
That's what Brattleboro is insisting upon, because they also have a curbside service like Vernon does.
Right.
And they're saying, we don't need these bins, we don't wanna pay for that part of the service.
I see.
So that's what the district is going to be, looking at, so that may change in the future, but for right now, there's no, you can't say, I want this service and that service, and deduct, so there's no reduction in your assessment for, taking the boxes out, so you wouldn't see any reduction.
So something other than that has to happen.
Right.
Okay.
So if we flip-flop that and say, nobody gets a little green bin, you go use the big recycle bins that are in front of the highway department,
No, I think
or is that within the legislation?
if you have
Yeah.
curbside trash pickup,
You
you
have to
need
have-
to provide curbside
Okay.
recycling.
That's all part of that
Yeah.
legislation, okay.
Another solution would be to drop the town-sponsored program altogether. And that's a huge thing.
So the residents,
So
There would
you're on
be-
your own.
You're on your own
On
to
your
get
own,
trash.
yep.
Oh boy, that would cause a big problem.
I mean,
Go for it.
We are one of 3 in the Wyndham,
Yes.
in the Wyndham County District that do provide trash pickup. And I think that would be a huge one to swallow for residents. So those were just 3 things that we came up in our last meeting. I mean, we didn't have, so what I've done is just to give you what a bag fee increase would be. And I want to note that this information is just an example. There has been no vote on a set fee, in our committee. I just wanted to give you a calculation to give you an idea.
Okay.
So that would be the last sheet. The Vernon Solid Waste Fund, 2016, 2017, with a bag increase of $1. Currently, we have, our bags are $2 and $3. It would raise them up to, small would be 3, large would be 4. Small roll would be 15, large roll would be 20. with it. And with that, let's see. We would shrink our deficit. We would have less, we would still have a deficit in the program. But our Vernon Solid Waste Fund would be, let me see, how do I have this? 18,000.
225.
Yeah.
So we.
18 in the 2016-2017 budget.
So then the following year, we'd have to do something anyway, because we will not have enough money in there.
Well, there might be other
To absorb
solutions that we need, should look at and,
And maybe the bins would, there might be an answer with the big, so there might be some different
Mhm.
solutions coming forward at that point.
But if we don't do anything at
Yeah,
all,
we have to
right
do
now,
something.
there's
Something.
nothing possibly going to be not enough there in
Yeah.
June of 2017.
I agree. We have to do something.
January to June, someplace you're gonna fall into a hole,
and yeah,
maybe.
Well,
We don't do
if we
something.
take away rubbish collection completely, then that would be up to the people.
So Vernon is one of only 3 towns in Wyndham County that provide or sponsor curbside service.
Yeah, Rappaport, Westminster, Vernon.
That's it.
The thing is that what I would worry about is that people would take their trash elsewhere off the sides of the road and stuff like that,
and I think,
because they couldn't afford it.
people are paying for convenience. And our goal is to make it a
Yes, of course.
self-sustaining program, and I think,
To make it,
in Wyndham County, Wyndham County Solid Waste District is changing, I think, and, I mean, that's been a huge question. That's a 30, well, I think it's gone down to 26.
Yes, 26.9 or thereabouts. so,
Yeah, we'll
so-
say $27,000 rather than the $30,000.
Mhm. But we need to replenish, if you will, the solid waste fund.
Yes,
Make sure we're.
So we'd
funding.
have to have an article, this is why, I had them come tonight, was because we are doing the articles. And, we might need to, perhaps put in an article to, put in for the solid waste management. We could do that and raise it up, the bags $1, $1. Go up to $5 go up $5 on each, roll.
If I'm doing my math right, if we went up to, if we increase the bag fee by $2 instead of $1, the program should be almost self-sustaining.
Self-sustaining.
All things stay the same.
But it's not, it's like, I think that would be the cheaper route, because, if we took away people's trash, I mean, it's gonna cost you $35 a week
Sure.
to have some
Well, I
truck
mean, the program
company
has to
come in
be,
and collect.
I like the program personally, but
Me
it
too.
has to be self-sustaining. I mean, we can't
Yeah,
throw $60,000 into this program each year
every
and
year.
No.
Cannot
just to
do
keep
that.
it going,
No.
it's not feasible.
No.
We need to make the program itself self-sustaining, and like I said, if I'm doing a math right, if we do a bag increase of $2, we're there, or pretty close.
Go ahead.
Well, Josh has got the idea of increasing revenue. Do we have any opportunities to decrease our expenses? I mean, I think when the Brattleboro thing, when they were talking about, one of the ideas they threw out was every other week collection.
and,
Is
and
that a
that's
possibility?
a possibility. We're looking into that, but that's a possibility. I think that,
What was the figure? Was that
no,
one? You can't public, okay.
no, because
Okay.
we did not discuss it at our
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
I think people would rather than paying more for the bags, I think people would rather deal with the,
But there's gonna be consequences with
yes.
that also.
Yeah, you still have to you're going to have to raise the bag fee. either by a buck
Well-
or by the $2
Yeah,
still.
well, but I
because
mean,
the-
if you did a combination, raised them by $1 and then did every other week collection, it's a happy medium of increasing revenues but decreasing expenses as
That
well.
sounds right.
I have a dumb question also, because we're recycling more and there's less going to the curb, and I believe trash is paid by the ton, why are our fees still as high as they are if they're collecting less trash? So, I mean, I understand you gotta drive a truck all the way around regardless, but when you get to that end dump for Triple T, if they have, this many tons less trash that they're bringing to their to the end user, why is our fees staying the same? They should be steadily decreasing as we recycle more, and that's my thinking.
There's,
I think they have decreased, but this is just the numbers based on this year.
Yeah,
And
so that number could potentially be less as we recycle more. The Triple T services fee, is what you're saying.
possibly if there's more, I don't know, if there's more room for more recycling, I don't know.
But the majority of the expense is running trucks around, it's
Right,
not
you can only
Yeah.
cut that
Right,
so
yeah.
much,
disposing
yeah.
of the garbage.
Well, that'd be something that we
Well-
could ask Triple T to come in,
Dave,
you know.
I mean, you guys have it broken down, the tipping fee and then the refuse collection. Which one is the by weight? Is that the tipping fee?
Tipping.
That's the one that's by weight, okay, so so that's only 32,000, so it's the driving
It's the
around and
driving
just
around,
the
that's-
service,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
the huge.
That's
Right.
the big one, yeah.
What about, we had also talked, I remember talking to Mike about it, I don't remember if it was on the side somewhere, or if it was in a meeting, but what about, broadening the revenue stream? Like, I know one of my hindrances to not composting is cause it's messy. Well, I went out and bought some of those bags at Brown and Roberts, and, I mean, what about something like that? I don't know if composting is happening more, what about selling composting bags as well as the trash bags?
my personal opinion
Yeah.
is you can buy those anywhere, and that we don't
I
need.
tried for months to try to find them.
I mean,
Took a while.
go on
Yeah.
Amazon,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can have them delivered to your door, and
Right.
I
We're
don't,
not
I
gonna
don't
shop
think,
online.
They're expensive,
I don't think that
the compost.
and adding another something to keep track of
Right.
is gonna help.
Okay.
So
Alright.
I'd rather have somebody, if they want them, they can go find them.
Okay.
And they're out there, Brown and Roberts, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Sandy,
I never.
Sandy, you'd like to ask a question?
Triple T's bill this last month was just under 7,000.
They bill monthly.
Yes.
So that would,
Yeah.
I have the latest figures as of early July.
Do they do that monthly, or is it,
well, I don't know, it says invoice somewhere.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
have, I would have to write
I don't have the
Maybe there's,
quarterly report.
maybe parts of
They sent
it,
to me this
well, maybe
week,
parts
so
of it
I
are
don't-
quarterly.
Oh, okay.
I would say it's well, it says service from 12/1 to
Oh,
12/31. Wow. No, that's a month. It is a month.
Okay, so this is.
And then I have the previous year also, if you need to see those.
Thank you.
Let's get back through all this first.
Yeah.
Have any questions?
July. They're about the same.
So all in all, it kinda sounds like we have no way to reduce our expenses, so we have to increase revenue.
We do.
We need to increase
Exactly.
revenue, we need to increase revenue, we need to look at our expenditures
Or go out of
under a
business. Yeah.
microscope and see what we can come up with. But the bottom line is, we need to increase revenue and we need to look at the solid waste fund.
So if we went up $2 per bag, so that would be, what would it be for, what would you charge for the roll?
25 and 20?
I mean, that's doubling the price of the small bags.
Yeah,
That's,
What were you thinking of for the household recycling fee? Did you throw out
We
a
didn't
figure?
throw out a figure, that was just something that we, we're
I
talking.
don't think that's gonna work though, because people will just take it to the big bins now.
Well,
Yeah.
we would have to remove
Why would you buy?
Right.
we would have to remove the big
For the
bins.
convenience though, I mean,
Right,
you know,
but-
I mean,
I like
For-
the big bins,
Yeah, a lot of people do, a lot of people don't.
but
I do. My feeling is to make it really fair is pay as you go, that you buy the bags. The fewer bags you put out, the less money it's gonna cost you,
Yeah.
so. if you want
Yeah, I like the increasing the bags.
That's really pay as you throw.
But if
buying
we only
bags.
go $1, we still have,
Still have the
we
deficit.
still have the problem
Right.
with that fund being, completely, used up. So then we would have to have an article. I don't like that idea. Cause it's, if we're in the deficit, even with raising it $1, approximately now, I'm not gonna use your figures, but it would be approximately 40,000 a year. So every year, we're gonna have to ask
So
the
we have to
town
play
to
catch up.
put 40,000 at least in this fund.
And if we went up to $2 and the big bags are $25, I don't know about, anybody else, but my family of 5 doesn't use a bag a week.
No, I only use a bag, I only use a
Right.
bag.
And if you're talking about a fee of $25 to $35 to have an outside service do it
That's weekly,
versus
yeah.
your, 25 bags that could last you, several weeks depending on your usage and your recycling habits, that's still a pretty significant savings. I understand it's a huge jump in the cost of the bags. I pay the bag fee just like everybody else does, and I don't wanna see it go up, but it has to. I mean, we either do it or we don't have curbside service.
Yep, absolutely. What if, what does Brattleboro pay per bag?
I think the same thing that we do currently.
Theirs is the same, but I think
But
what
I
you're gonna
think-
see is they're gonna start, these other towns are gonna have to start raising their prices because
Yes.
you're a year ahead of them.
We're a year
They're
ahead.
from-
I think
And I'm-
Hinsdale has, because
Yeah.
when I checked their bag prices, they were 15 and 20, but I
What?
couldn't tell how many bags were in a row.
Because what happens is the bag fees are set based on current volumes of trash with a set
Right.
percentage of reduction. And typically, and I know this happened in Brattleboro based on what people have said, that you always find more trash disappears than what you bank on, okay?
Right.
And that happened in Vernon and happened in Brattleboro. So therefore, you have a deficit when you calculate your bag price, because it goes, if you have illegal dumping, you have people that bring it to work when they have the pay-as-you-throw started. You have people hire their own hauler.
Yeah.
It disappears. You have less, when you add your compost, your recycling, and your trash, the three of them up together, it never totals up to the total of the trash prior to the pay-as-you-throw.
Right,
So it disappears, it goes somewhere.
yep.
And so when you calculate it afterwards, you don't have the money to pay for the bags. So it makes the bag price go up.
What's the board thinking?
So
I think we need to go up by the $2 a bag increase so we can cover our expenses. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just no way around that. We
Yeah.
have to cover expenses, and like I said, it's gonna be cheaper than a private hauler anyway.
I agree.
If your habits of recycling are, even moderate.
I hate to be the one facing this, but I think you're right. I'll take a question from the audience. Just a minute. Ron was first. I wanna go quickly, so, cause this is extra.
It was, I can't believe I'm actually agreeing with you, Josh. One time, history.
I'm gonna write that
If-
down.
Please do, and put it in my comment section. I think if we explain it to the townsfolk, it will go.
Oh, they'll be right there to explain it, right?
We're doing so good and we're ahead of everybody else historically doing it.
Yes.
I think it's a go.
I'll get you in a minute, Dale, okay? Just a minute. Yep,
Didn't
but
figure
come on up
the
anyway.
increase that would bring in if we went up $1 a bag, right?
Yeah.
Could've been about
But it's still
30.
gonna deplete.
It's
it.
still,
Start
we're
to
still
deplete
gonna
that
be,
fund.
Still
They would like not to
We'll
have a
s-
line item.
I'd like to not put an
Not
article
put
in.
an article in.
Go ahead,
Right.
Dale.
Okay.
Let me,
Just a quick comment.
thank you for
You're
being
gonna
quick.
increase your bag fee by $2. You're working on a presumption you're gonna sell the same amount of bags.
That's
Yeah.
very true, we are.
And,
Yes.
you know, with the increase, not to say that people are gonna do something differently, but I'm not sure that people are gonna want, you know, you can count on that amount of baggage that you sold,
Yep, I
You know,
agree
to
with you as
then-
well.
you know, balance out, you know, the deficit. So I just put it out there for comment.
Yep,
Yeah,
I like that idea too.
Trying to increase
Oh,
revenue by what we're trying to decrease.
Right,
It's,
so but I still think that we're going to have to, do an article, if not, go ahead.
If you increase it by $1, at the end of the 2016 budget, it would be, you would have $56,000 left in the waste fund.
Right, that's what you said.
Okay,
That should be the balance this year.
That's
That's
a,
the balance
that's a
this year.
balance of
This
this year.
okay,
That
then
should be
next
the balance.
year, then next
So
year,
you got your
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
then we're down to 18.
Right,
Yes.
June
That's
thirtieth
this
of
year.
2017
Yes, okay.
is gonna be the 18, so we still, that's why we would have to put the article in now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because.
For the next budget.
Right, for the next budget, because, which starts July 1st this year. I know it's crazy, but that's what it is.
Would also help if you wanted to raise the price immediately and not wait.
You would have to.
That would give you.
Well, it would
20 more
help,
weeks.
but we're still going to
Give you
have to
20
put money
more
in that
weeks
fund.
to get ahead more. And there's still maybe some wiggle room with doing something different like Rappaport is doing. We'd have to look into that. We'd have more figures in a week or so on that.
Yep.
We don't have it tonight.
We would still, even if you increased it by $2, you would still be, from my calculations, just doing it right now, you'd still have a deficit of $7,000. But you wouldn't have to put an article.
That's 31,000 less.
Yes.
And that's just,
You know?
I was just
Right.
hoping there wouldn't be a deficit.
Yeah.
It's like,
but if we could save money and do it every other week in addition to the
Right.
bag fee
Right.
increases.
That would make
and
up.
so.
Might even
That would
be
be in better
and
shape.
it's-
Right.
Right. And I personally, I only go from my street probably to the middle of town, but on pickup days, I don't see that much trash out there. For me, it wouldn't be a big deal, because I only put my bag out once a month, so I'm wondering what families might think of that.
I think it's sporadic on mine, and I mean, I'm in the village, and I don't see all my neighbors with stuff out every single week.
I do. Is in the
Are we talking
summertime, it'll
about
be
trash,
different.
or are you talking about recycling?
Well, if you compost.
Because
both, right.
recycling, as a family, a large
I know,
family.
but not everybody
Yeah,
composts.
Brattleboro, as a
I do, but
I couldn't go without the recycling.
No, but what I do see is, cause we're not limited to the little green bins. I mean, you get, you know, and recycling is lightweight unless it's paper usually, but, you know, I mean, you get a full-size trash bin and you replace your trash bin with, you repurpose it to a recycling bin and you can accumulate, you know, I mean, I see like my neighborhood, I see one green bin of recycling out on most of my neighbors' driveways every week. It's the trash that I don't see every other week, but we still have, if we have to keep the bins, if you do, you know, have, like, if you have a barbecue in the summertime and you have extra cans or bottles or whatever, you know, you just bring them down to the bins.
here goes my case of beer.
I wasn't gonna bring that.
I knew you weren't.
I thought about it as soon as you said it.
So what's the pleasure of the board? We're getting silly again. Let's keep on track. Do we wanna increase the $1? Do we want to, increase the $2? Do we want to, these are our options. Do we want to go every other week? And do we need to put an article in? I think we'll still need to put an article in, either way.
I think we need to increase by the $2 fee and explore the possibility of going to every other week pickup.
Agreed.
Okay? Sandy?
I hate to agree, but I do agree we're gonna need to do something.
Okay.
But I think we need to put an article.
And, I definitely think we need to put an article in. Now an amount for the article. Do we wanna go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60?
What,
Thousand?
what did you think the deficit would be with,
every other week? What
No,
should
no,
we-
no, 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 with just the bag fee increase of $2, what did you think the
Deficit would be about
7 something?
7,000 something,
Yep.
So
So if we say, yeah,
say 8,
10.
10.
Yeah, I'd rather
Say
go,
more.
I'd rather go more.
Okay, say 10.
Say 10. So then,
And I think 10 would be good, and then, you know, like you suggested, if we start it sooner, you know, we'll get a little, I mean, we won't reduce it as much for this current budget year, and then if we can do the, bi-weekly collection, I mean,
And if we don't do it now and you wait, people are gonna buy bags ahead. 'Cause it's gonna be-
I think the bag
I didn't
increase
think
should
of
be
that.
as of tomorrow.
okay, so this is the,
Seriously, yes.
yeah, okay.
Or there'll be a black market.
Stored up also.
All right, we gotta really move. So in your motion, you would put in there effective immediately, starting tomorrow. Okay? I don't care right now if you want. We'll do that, then we'll take care of an article, put an article in after, okay?
Okay.
All right, so,
How do we contact those who are selling?
well, we have, the town clerk's office here, we have, library here, and
We got Guilford
Somebody's
Store.
gonna call
Guilford Store. If
And-
you would wanna do that, I'd
Rec.
appreciate that. And Katrina or the town clerk, whichever, I would say Katrina, get a hold of Cindy in the morning.
And the rec department.
The rec.
Oh, yes,
The
they
rec
sell-
department.
Oh, wait a minute, they don't sell them in the winter time,
Yes, they do.
They're
Yes,
all
they
at
do.
the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the school, oh.
Yeah, when they have
good,
open
good, good.
gyms or whatever, you can go get them up till like 8 o'clock at night.
All right, then would you notify those two departments too?
Yeah.
Cindy's and rec, please. All right, so,
Just as far as the money though, going in the budget though,
just a minute, Dale, I saw you.
as far as Act 148, which is the pay-as-you-throw law, you have to be careful because taxes are not allowed to pay for trash collection and disposal fees. It has to come
From the people.
right.
That's exactly where it's gonna come from. We're just
Okay.
increasing a fund, that's all.
Okay,
It's not, it's, that's all we would be doing, I mean.
but isn't that
Although,
coming from
Isn't
actually,
taxes?
yes, it
Yes,
would be.
isn't it saying to
But
appropriate
Wyndham
the
County's
sum to be
solid
raised
But
by-
waste
that's what I'm
district.
saying, but though,
Yes.
that's,
Yep, and I
that's
never
what I'm
thought of
saying,
that.
just be careful and don't take,
We have to use that $10,000 for the winning.
Solid, yes,
Solid
because
waste
that's
is-
part,
Pay the
that's
assessment.
part of our deficit, it's
Right.
not just
I'm saying you pay the
The solid
assessment out of
waste
there, but don't,
district
make
is.
sure you don't pay.
Okay, but we
Anything
used to raise taxes to.
Right, but this just started
This
this
summer.
July
This is
first.
The new legislation
Right.
that pays you through.
Right, the Act
Okay, well,
148
then
started
if
July
that's the
1st.
case, then we cannot even put in an article.
Sure we can.
It's, we can pay the Wyndham County Solid Waste District,
Okay.
because that's
Right.
part of the
I'm
deficit.
just saying,
All right,
I just
okay.
wanted to clarify that so that
All
was
right,
clear.
very good.
So if you took the Wyndham County, the Wyndham Solid Waste District out,
It won't be a deficit.
we wouldn't have a deficit. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what they're saying.
With the bag increase, no, we,
Well, what do we get from them?
You can't do that.
You can't
we
take
wouldn't
them out.
have it.
No, I'm just saying right now, just because I'm not a number person, if you took the Wyndham Solid Waste District amount out, were we breaking even? We were.
no, no,
No, we
no,
aren't.
no,
No,
No, that's what I
No.
wanted to know.
we were not
no,
breaking even.
no, cause I did it without, them, we
Right.
still weren't.
We
Okay,
weren't,
that's-
No.
no.
That's what I wanted to know.
All right, Dale, step up, please. Last question from the audience, we're moving on.
Do we have a motion?
Who says
Not
the
yet.
question?
Move the question.
If the pay-as-you-throw is supposed to be self-sustaining, is that what I'm understanding? Maybe it was a
We're
question.
gonna try
Okay.
somewhere close.
So, what I'm hearing you say is, even with a $2 or an increase in bags, you're still gonna have to go to the taxpayer and put out your hand for money, correct?
Yes.
So,
To increase that fund, yes.
all right, so how is it fair to the general population then if someone, you're making the huge assumption that everybody avails themselves, of that system. What can you do to make the system pay for itself rather than going into the taxpayer's pocketbook? I don't know if that sounds like a really crazy question,
No,
but
I think it's a good one, but I mean, we assume that the taxpayer's gonna, agree to our budget as well. You know what I mean? We go, that's a part of our,
Well-
I think,
Well, and, I mean,
we can't put it in our budget.
Well, it's one way or the other. I mean, we can increase the fee to $3 to $4 and have a, you know, an overabundance of money, and it's still coming out of the taxpayer's pocket. It's just coming out a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Not every
Coming out of
taxpayer,
all
but the
the
ones that
taxpayers'
wanna
pockets,
utilize
yeah,
the,
It's just cost.
it's coming out of the,
Yeah.
it's coming
It
out of
is
the people
cost
who
shifting.
use it, who use
Yeah.
the system.
Yeah.
Which to me is a much fairer way to do than to go back to the general population and say, guess what? We gotta pony up, give me a number, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever.
but you could even argue that, you know, somebody who lives on 142 and works on 142 doesn't need a highway department because the state plows that road. You know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of a stretch.
I'm struggling with the comparison, but
Well,
I think I
but
understand.
you know what I mean? I mean, there's plenty, I'm sure that there are, you know,
There are a
some,
lot of services that
Right.
individuals don't need and don't wanna pay for, but
Right.
as a community or as a group, you end up having to pay for services that you do not use.
And
This is another service.
I know we're not in a socialistic state, but I understand what you're saying.
yeah. And I
Very funny.
I think the other hope is with the $2 increase and only having a deficit of $7,000 for the upcoming year, and these ladies have done the research and with hopes of finding additional savings through, you know, the programs that you talked about, that, you know, within that next year, that $7,000 spread would be covered by changes in the Wyndham solid waste and various other things. You know, it obviously has to be something that looks out on a yearly basis, cause you can't run at a deficit, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
Well, like I said before too, and I think you have to base your projection on something, that if you say, okay, if we go up $2 and we still the same amount of bags, you know, you have to start somewhere to figure out where you're gonna go with this whole process, so.
Yes, oh, definitely. Yep, thank you very much, Dale. Go ahead, Sandy.
Can we put the
Okay.
Wyndham solid waste as a budget item under Act 146?
Please keep it down.
148. So can that be,
Yes.
okay,
Say it again, Sandy, I
that
couldn't
we
hear
can
you.
put Wyndham solid waste operating budget, that can be raised by taxes?
Yes,
Okay, that's what I wanted
but not as an
clarification.
article.
but not the refuge collection,
Right.
right?
Exactly, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so, what's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to raise the bag fee by $2 immediately and begin to explore the possibility of bi-weekly collection.
Second.
$2 a bag? or
Immediate
$2
per
a roll?
bag.
Per bag,
Per bag.
correct.
So that would make large bags at $25 per roll, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
And small bags at $20 per roll.
You open tonight?
Correct.
It's
I said immediately.
I'm out of bags too, so.
Wow, and jump $10.
Yeah.
Because there's 5 bags in a roll,
Yeah.
$2 a bag.
Let me see,
You
yeah,
can still buy individual rolls. if you
Yes.
have to.
3,
Okay, all right, so motion's been made and seconded to go to $2 per bag more, immediately, and explore the possibility of, bi-weekly, collections. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Who seconded? The ayes have it.
Jeff did.
Jeff did.
Peggy, I'm gonna be taking this, thank you.
I believe we're coming back in a couple of weeks, anyway.
Yes,
so-
yes, you are, on the 4th.
so first, the
On
first.
first, oh.
Is it the
First, the first.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, we have a new calendar, so yes.
That's the next meeting.
Yes.
Yep.
Look down.
Our next meeting,
And you're gonna tell us about a huge revenue spike over the last month.
Will you have some figures for us, what it would be for bi-weekly?
No, we won't.
We weren't planning on being here tonight, this was, we didn't realize how low the fund was, and then we're like, whoa, and so that's why.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Okay, is Mary Lynn here?
No, she's not, she had to work.
Okay, so we're gonna go to, tax sale, and apparently you're gonna be our spokesperson for that?
I am.
Okay,
So, well, I think I am. I don't know the exact date of the tax sale. Well, it was announced at one of the other meetings. I could ask her. She's looking for a representative, a select board representative has to attend, for the tax sale.
yeah, it was,
Let me ask her if that.
there's several tax sales going on that day, is there not? 5, 6?
There's quite a few, yeah.
We're gonna get you a date in just a few minutes.
We could do the closing of the cemeteries while she's looking at that.
Yep, we can, go.
What is a tax sale, and could we put it in the newsletter that on these, explain what it is and have these dates listed?
You could, get a hold of, Mary Lynn for the logistics of it, because I'm not sure. I don't see why not.
26th?
February 26th.
At what time?
The tax sale is,
2 o'clock.
on places that
4
haven't paid
o'clock.
their taxes.
And how many properties?
All right, let's do the closing of the cemeteries while
So
she's on the phone.
it's January 26th, right?
Pleasure of the board, go.
Chair, I move that we close the town cemeteries for burials immediately.
Okay. I'll just say,
All right, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion further?
thank you very much.
To close the cemeteries
Aye.
immediately. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, none. All right, ayes have it. I don't know why I went into the, any opposed. You just came in.
Katrina, while you were on the phone, we voted to close the cemeteries.
All the cemeteries.
Sandy made the motion, I seconded.
Thank you. So the tax sale is on January 26th at 4 PM.
January 26th.
Yes, and there's at least 3 properties.
At what time?
4 PM,
Where?
it's here.
What day is that?
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday, the 26th. Wait, at 4 PM. I think I can. I'm not sure. I think I can. Why don't you do that then?
Well, you-
Because I have to, I don't know, I have to take care of my brother and I'm not sure what
Well,
days.
check and see if you can.
Okay, all right, I'll let you know, then,
Okay.
all right, otherwise I'll be her representative. Okay, Katrina? Is that all right with the rest of the board?
Yes.
Okay, cemetery deed.
Emily's already signed it.
Sandy, when it comes around to you, please make the motion.
So you're focused. Did a good job, you fooled me.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move that the board approve and sign the following cemetery deed. To John and Brenda Shuey for being lot 408, Site A, entitled Cemetery so-called, and for It's one grave site for the sum of $150.
Motion's been made and seconded, and you can take the motion from that on
Yeah.
the lot.
So you make sure I
I
get
believe it's, number 408, lot A out of Tyler. And one grave site for Shuey. But the actual wording for the motion, will be in the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, moving right along very slowly. Capital plan, come back. Who's doing it like that? Do we need to have them up, or are you guys all set to go ahead and move on this? We're just gonna discuss it. We're just gonna discuss it, so if you wanna come up. Oops, got the wrong one again. I gotta stop playing with my pages. There it is. Okay, what's the pleasure of the board for this? Sandy, you wanted to discuss it, so.
Oh, no, I thought some of yours that we wanted to discuss it.
No, my only question was the computer replacement. We got 4,000 or 5,000 in the budget for this year, which takes care of half of this. Why keep it in the capital plan? Keep the line items so we can think about it in the future, but I just don't think we need to raise an extra $10,000 when we already have 5 and 5 more planned.
You could also take it out of the budget, and,
And throw it in the capital plan, yeah. We could.
Either way.
I think we were planning on breaking it out at 5,000 and 5,000, so we could, purchase X amount at a time instead of replacing them all at once, because that puts us in a position 4 or 5 years down the road to purchase them all at once again. And if we have a couple that can make it through, which from the sounds of Remove is saying, or whatever the name of their business is that we have a couple that can make it through, and maybe we ought to just replace the ones that are real bad and
Well, I agree. The thing is with the capital plan, if you leave the 10,000 in there, we don't have to spend that. We raised it, and then we're 5,000 ahead for, 5 years or 10 years down the road, and we need to have more. But that's just a thought, I'm not,
Yep.
saying that's what we need to do. You can
Yeah.
take it completely out, leave the line item there, that's a good thought too.
Yeah.
And just and every year in our budget, put 5,000 in there for,
Yeah, I think for, this year going forward, that we need to leave it in our budget, pull it out of the capital plan, and then, start putting a few bucks, $1,000, $2,000 a year over the next 4 to 5 years, so we have enough money to.
in the capital plan.
Yes,
I think,
see what I'm saying?
yep, I do.
So
So-
like buy 5 new computers this year, buy 5 new computers next year out of the budget,
Correct.
and then plan for the
In
replacement.
4 or 5 years,
Right.
we plan for the replacement
that-
within the capital plan, so
Do you want them
2,000,
to
2,000,
leave-
2,000, 2,000.
You want them to leave the 10,000 and do it 2,000 every year for the next few years?
Correct, and then buy what
Okay.
we need to buy out of the budget that we already have
Right.
planned.
Okay,
So starting
So-
with 2017-18.
no, starting with,
16, 17.
No,
Yeah,
16-17, you have your money.
Yes,
Yes,
but
but we
he's
need
saying
to start
leave the
planning
10
4 or 5 years out
So
to
you want
do
us
the
to
full
start,
replacement
okay.
again.
start
Okay.
breaking it down, right.
So, I don't even know if 2,000 is the right number, because if 5 years out, that's 10 grand, or
Right.
computer's gonna be 10 grand, are they gonna be 20 grand in 5 years?
Well, that's why
Well,
we look at it
they'll
every
look at
year.
it next
So-
year,
We
you
look
know,
at
when it
every
comes
year.
to
We start
time
with
to.
a 10.
So I think the 2,000, put 2,000 in there
And
for.
that's why, like, the truck originally was only gonna be 35, but the prices of trucks have gone up.
Sure.
So it's up to 48. Now, it might you know, who knows
Yeah.
when we do need to replace it. but
Yep.
that'd be-
The projected
So we
cost
can
would
just
be the
guess.
10,000 at this time.
Right.
We're only gonna, ask for
So
two that started this
2016,
year.
17, we'll have 2, 17, 18, 2, and so on down.
That's the one down the road, yep.
What's the projected need year?
So it would be 5 years from now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 21.
Yep, 20, 20, 21, 20/21. Just a minute. No, her, go ahead. We're having sidebar here.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. And, I,
Signature. We
can't-
gotta get a signature, that's all.
okay,
You had a question?
yeah, go ahead, Bronna.
How many computers are 7 to 9 years old right now?
All of them.
Only 5.
Five.
No, no, you're reading that wrong. You want me to explain it?
Yeah, I thought it was 8, but go ahead.
Get that paper out that you got there. I'm the one that talked to Vernon.
Okay,
What he gave me is a price on 8 computers. He said the last time we bought computers was approximately 4 to 5 years ago. We bought 8 computers. So he said that because of compatibility reasons, he thinks we have to replace them. The ones that are used all the time, like for example, in the town clerk's office, there's 2 computers that have all the systems and programs on them. There's 2 in the treasurer's office, there's 2 in the lister's office. And I don't know if you're going forward with the administrator, but you gotta think about that.
so
Maybe
actually
we
we
don't
have to
need-
replace 6 this year?
Well, I'm just telling you what he said,
Okay.
I am not a tech. But he said that the compatibility is the issue. If you just knee-jerk 1, you know, think about the program you
Oh, I
use.
see, yes.
You know, like we're hooked up with, you know, the health department and, you know, NEMRIC
Mhm.
and the Vermont election system and, you know, all those types of systems that we're hooked up with. So if we have 2 computers in our office hooked up with a system that Carol has in her office for what system she needs. Treasurer has what she needs. I don't know if further investigation, he would say, we didn't have to do the 2 in each office. I don't know, I didn't get into it that in depth with him. He just said, I'm looking at the record, you bought 8, you're gonna have to replace because of how old they are, and there's gonna be compatibility issues. When I asked about the piecemeal thing. So that's why we had originally put in 10,000, because he said, if you figure 8 computers times the price of the computer, plus all of the labor to come in, take out the old, put in the new, transfer all the programs over, that's his guesstimate, about $10,000.
For 8?
Yes.
At
Yeah,
$1,600 a
$1,600
face, it's 12,800.
I know, that's why I was
Yeah.
just saying, and that doesn't, that math
That's
doesn't.
12,800.
Okay, but there's,
So the 5 that you read on that paper was the other computers. Remember I found computers in the closet, under the desks and all that? That was the 5 really old ones that have been hanging around.
Okay,
Well,
so those
okay,
are
I
the-
suppose we gotta
those
smash
are
the
okay,
the
hard
used
drive.
let's get that 5 out of our
That's what I'm
head.
trying to tell you.
Because
It's
6 is
misunderstood.
actually what you need, not 8.
Well, I'm saying 6 because I'm just you know, I don't wanna speak for every office, I'm just telling
Oh,
you how
so
I'm
it's
trying to.
3 each for the treasurer's and the town clerk's office, and 2 for the listers.
So that's what it was, but I personally would say that we don't need the 3rd one in the town clerk's office to be.
Don't
really-
need 1/3 for the treasurer
Why is there
either.
3 for treasurer?
Are there 3 in there? I don't know.
It
There's-
says
only
3
2
for
people.
each, treasurer.
I think at one point they were going to, they had a,
They do have 3 in
I
there.
think they do have 3.
but
do.
they don't,
But there's only
they
2
needed
people.
to.
Right.
Well, because they go over to a certain, the
They were
other
gonna
one.
hire an additional person at one point, and that's why they had the.
No, we had, when I was even treasurer in there, I had 3 because I had 1 for each assistant, but I mean, 1 at each desk, and then I had 1 here because over here is where I went and did my, no, payroll and things like that. You know what I mean?
The
I had
3rd
a
one in the
different
town
for
clerk's
the
office
payroll.
doesn't have to be, you know what I mean, that's just somebody goes on, you know, Katrina, you use that one, you just go online, it doesn't have to be
Right.
That wouldn't have
hooked
to
in
be.
with
Yeah.
everything. So I'm sure that we can look at that closer and probably not spend quite as much, but I just did a quick 20-minute conversation just to get a number and an idea. okay?
There you go, thank you very much.
That seems like, if they were replaced 4 to 5 years ago, we shouldn't be dealing with compatibility issues yet. I mean, you don't have operating systems that are out of date. I mean, if they were,
Talk to Carol.
Yeah. we
Yeah,
do.
they do, the listers
We
do.
do, they are updating our stuff all the time.
Yeah.
well, no, I'm not saying that they're not updating them, but I'm saying like compatibility wise.
But I'm having problems with mine freezing. So he said this year, ours
Yeah.
need to be replaced, and both of them because we're connected.
Yeah.
So we need both of ours this year.
That's ridiculous. Not I can't believe that in 4 to 5 years you're having compatibility issues already. I mean, it must not be with like the operating system or Internet Explorer or something. That just seems, that
Maybe
seems
we ought to take it
way
out of our budget,
ridiculous.
put it all in
Well, I mean, I just,
But you don't even have enough money in there. That's 1,600 apiece times
It's
Yeah.
12.
8 is 12,600 or whatever it is.
that's
But you
crazy.
have 4,000.
Oh, but,
There you
That
go.
was for 8, so I put 10.
So you get,
the computers are only
you could get only 3 without,
years
Yeah.
old.
couldn't even get,
Cause they
Which
were
we know.
purchased in
No, we said
October of
4.
2012. I mean,
We said by the next budget year, they would be.
Oh,
What you're
okay.
looking at.
warranties ended at 3 years. I can't believe that.
okay,
I
so we
can
need to
tell you
either
that
keep them in there.
Just my little laptop that I had is only
We
3
have
years
copies,
old,
okay,
and it had freezing issues like crazy until I upgraded the operating system. And then when I upgraded the operating system,
I know, I'm
And it stopped
having that
freezing.
problem now too, cause I like my
and
7.
I'm not.
Windows 7.
I'm
Right.
just a
I can't
whole-
hold
Right,
on to it
yeah,
much
I know,
longer.
that just
So,
darn
well, with that kind
technology.
of information, do you wanna leave the 10 in and our 4 in and just get them all this year? I thought we really didn't wanna do that, but if it's, I mean, obviously Carol needs hers because that's,
Could be one of the, or 2 of the ones you replace. based
yeah,
on
but
your
we're only
budget.
gonna be able to get 3.
We're gonna be able to get 3, but you're still gonna run into the same problem that.
But you can't
you've
get
created
1
is-
for the treasurer
is You've got a bulk
and not get
buying.
2 for the treasurer, because
Well, you
there's 2.
can stagger them. I mean, if we did 1 new computer in those 3 offices that were mentioned anyway, so that you have a functioning computer, I don't know.
So you're saying you put 3 new ones, 1 for each department to start off with?
Yeah.
You can't for the listers, the
No,
listers.
because ours are,
Yeah.
They're tied together.
they're tied together.
Yeah,
And wouldn't that be like buying textbooks for half a classroom this year and half next year?
yes,
Because that-
I agree with that.
Because that is
one.
exactly what used to happen in Newbank. They bought 1 year, half
Ah.
the class, half the class the next year.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Whew.
So.
I was always the
you know.
kid that got the bad book.
That was because you could,
But-
are your computers
I
tied
know.
together?
Well, the 2 main computers, we're both on all the programs, so if you
Right.
just did one and we couldn't use both computers, we'd be jumping up and down and,
Right.
I mean, whoever's in
Right.
there would be.
One
Bring
computer
exercise.
budget
Yeah.
to purchase.
Well, if
4.
we left the 10,000 in there and left the 4,000 in ours, we'd have enough to get them all.
You have more than enough.
We'd have a little bit more than enough, yep. And maybe give back some to the general fund or back to the,
So do you wanna put it in as a $10,000 line item?
I don't
then?
know, that's up to the board, not me, I'm just saying
Right.
it. What is the board's pleasure? Yes? No? Indifferent.
How many computers do we have? I mean, so that,
We're gonna need 6. She just said that, 2 for the town clerk, 2
well,
for the.
but the rec has 1, the highway department has 1. I'm at like, how many in total?
Well, I would think that, I don't know, I never even thought of them
That's
because
what I mean.
they're not,
that's-
they're not,
I mean, they're not connected.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I get, they may not
good
be,
thought.
I don't know, maybe
Town
they're.
administrator's gonna need one.
Well,
So-
you have enough money in there to take
We
care of
would
the
have it
administrator.
with a
If you left
14.
10 in the
Yep.
capital plan and the 4 that we have within our budget.
Plus all the
I
leftover
hate-
salary stuff.
Hate doing that because
Yes.
if we put ourselves in the exact same predicament 4 to 5 years down the road where we're
don't
buying
think we're gonna be
$15,000
able to.
worth of computers every single time instead
But then we
of
can
I don't think
taking
you're
a
gonna-
staggered approach.
right.
But
But
we
see,
can
this-
start budgeting, so we put the 10 in for this year, and then next year,
Yeah.
that
start-
we know in 4 and 5 years, we'll have to redo it, so
Yeah.
we'll just budget, $2,500
Each year.
each year.
So,
And
to
this way the
project
money
out
will
for,
be there.
project, yeah. Does that sound all right?
No, but it sounds necessary.
Yeah, okay. Yep, leave that back. Let's
So
put
it
that
is,
back.
it is what it is.
Yep,
Right.
put that back. So that would be for 6 computers this year. All right. Anything else in the capital plan before we say, go ahead with this? I'm sorry, Dale. I told you I'd remember you.
I'm trying to be patient. I got verbally assaulted last time.
Did I?
Yeah, you said, I saw you back there.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know I didn't mean it kind
That's
of like
merely
that.
an
All right.
observation.
Yes, thank you.
This is a general comment on the capital plan. I think you're aware that everybody has done a lot of the heavy lifting to get this
Absolutely.
train back on the tracks because it has fallen by the wayside. As a comment, last year, the capital plan in some ways was sort of circumvented when we went to the voters for an article because the need year for the fire engine came up sooner. I think it would be truer to the voters in understanding what's going on now that the capital plan is somewhat functioning again. If the need year arises, to go back and fund the capital plan, not fund an article, which sort of goes around, because it's confusing. We've got this money over here in the capital plan, but all of a sudden we're looking for another 100K or, whatever the numbers are for the fire engine. Why wouldn't you fund the capital plan to then purchase that item, whatever it is? The fire engine seems to be the issue at the moment. So that everybody understands that the capital plan works in an incremental process to take the load off the taxpayer. We know that things happen, and so in this particular case here, the need year arose sooner, whether it was a cost increase on the fire engine or whatever it was. Fund the capital plan, or put the funding through the capital plan so people can see that the capital plan works, rather than just kind of going around it and doing whatever just to satisfy the need for whatever it is. Just a comment.
Okay, thank you for your comment, because you just confused me. I'm kidding, Gail. Yeah, anyway. So, what I need.
Just to be sure,
Yes,
in this column for need year 2016-17, we will have $10,000. And then we'll have a note, we'll review next year, but next year we'll start saving.
yes,
For the future.
yes, that would be up to your committee to do that, yes.
And we're keeping, excuse me,
Yeah,
and we're keeping the extra
4,000.
4,000 in the budget.
Yep.
So we can replace all of the town office
Yes,
computers.
the 6 of them,
The 6.
Or
And
or
maybe
we
some,
can,
maybe some.
And
or
maybe
we can
some.
have 10,000 here and as a projected cost, 25,000.
I think,
but I think 10,000's enough for
No,
one
but
year.
10,000 is
Oh,
fine,
yes,
and then
yes, and then your
over here,
projection,
the
yes.
projection.
That's
Okay.
just a projection, yes. Very good. Okay, I need a motion to go with this, to accept the capital plan as presented to us, or actually, no, it would be presented, we didn't make it changes.
As for-
Second.
It wouldn't be
No, that's
because
correct. Yeah, because it's
we
back
didn't,
to what it
we didn't correct it after all.
Right.
All right.
It is corrected because we're gonna have a projected cost of 25,000 for the computers rather than 10.
Yes, okay. So, motion's been made and seconded
25,000
to
and then
accept the
this
capital
year,
plan as, presented to us, with a correction of adding the 2,500 projection cost on there, that's all.
25,000.
No.
Oh,
No, it's 2,500.
2,500,
No, it's 25,000 because you have 10,000 for this coming year, plus you're gonna have the 2,500 for the next year.
For the next 5 years.
So
For the next
the
5
years,
projects-
okay, projected,
Right.
okay.
Okay, so made by who? What we did?
I
You seconded it, Josh seconded it. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All right, ayes have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have to say also, just a comment, I do appreciate all your hard work, all you girls and gentlemen that worked on this. I say for this year, whatever happened in the past, happened in the past. I don't feel that, we need to, harm anybody or say bad things. I think you've done a great job this year. Thank you very much.
What about the language?
Right, are you gonna approve
Um,
the language changes?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That has to be on, because
That's
that has
different
to
than the
be an
capital plan.
article. The language changes have to be an article.
So what did you think about them?
That makes sense.
Yeah, as long as, okay, the motion will read to accept them with the correction of, the word transparency taken out and clarification put in.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept the capital plan's definitions, correction, language, thank you. With the correction of the word transparency removed and clarification put in. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. There you go, thank you very much again,
Thank
Can I
very,
just
very
ask
much.
a question on that?
You certainly can.
Sorry,
You-
that's a really, really big, what's the article gonna read? The actual article, it has to read?
It has to read
It has
this.
to read all of that?
Yes,
Yes,
so
it
that
has
has
to
to
read
read
it.
all that.
The
Okay,
language.
the language.
Two more pages to the
Yeah.
The article.
Yeah.
102,
Because
Carol.
the people have to know what
Yeah.
you're voting on.
In the past, they would have it as accepted by the board on such and such a date, and it would be in the town report. In the town report like that, instead of having it all in the article.
Oh, yeah, they could see page so-and-so,
By the
you
town
could put it
report.
right with your capital plan and your
We
correction.
would,
I was just thinking that
we
was.
would
another
have,
It has to
I
be
think if you
there.
go back like,
we
yeah,
have
Somehow.
this, and just have the paragraph put in there and the changes put there
you would
before
have
the
it,
people
you would
vote.
have the whole thing as proposed right now.
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
proposed.
And then as
As proposed.
accepted by the select board on whatever date this is,
Okay,
at their regular meeting, duly warned meeting, and then the article would be to accept the.
the proposed.
Yeah, the
Proposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Neil's trying to, I think they're a few years back they did it.
Back down to
Well, yeah, Mary Lynn
Yeah.
did something.
How many
similar.
pages now?
Well,
Okay, so this will do it as proposed, okay.
yeah, I think that if you put that in there, you
Yep.
know, it's,
Yep.
then I wouldn't have to go the full article and go
Okay.
crazy. People can read it that way. Yeah,
Okay.
again, thank
Can
you
you
very
get
much.
that to, Carol, the
Yes.
changed one?
Yep.
Here, don't have one? Oh, Carol. I have it right here.
So to accept the proposed guidelines, the
Yep.
proposed changes to the capital plan guidelines.
Right, the proposed revision,
Oh, those aren't underlined.
Proposed revisions,
yeah,
thank you.
with the exception of changing
You're gonna,
transparency to
right.
clarification.
You give her a copy of,
Yeah.
the underline.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have that.
I have
put
it,
it-
mine's
I
all
put it
written
there.
all over.
Did you write to change the wording?
Okay,
Yes.
listers,
Take out
come forward.
Lister.
Listers.
Just me. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, they are.
No.
Okay, we have Carol in front of us. Hi, Carol, welcome, thank you. Go.
Well, you should have a form that had to be signed by each one of you to close up grand list for the years 2011 through 2014.
Yes,
So I just need your signature.
Madam Chair,
yes.
I move that we approve the certificates of no appeal or suit pending for the following years. 2011 grand list, 2012 grand list, 2013 grand list, 2014 grand list, 2015 grand list.
Not 15
Not
yet, it'll be
15?
just the 14. I should
Just
Take that
14.
out. Just do 14.
Okay, take that, okay.
That'll come in February.
I need a second.
Second.
Why weren't these done years ago?
Yep, just pass.
Because we had appeals open
Oh, okay.
and they were all resolved, the two big ones, they were resolved this last year,
Okay,
so.
alright.
Okay, so motion's been made and seconded.
The originals.
You do have them, okay, I was just gonna ask you that. For the years, closing the years,
2011, 12.
2011, 12, 13, and 14. You probably have them already, right?
Yep.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, she probably wants, yeah, let's just,
And that was the two utilities,
yes,
Transco and TransCanada.
yep,
And Madam Chair,
yes.
I move that we approve and sign the 30-day extension request by the Vernon Listers to February 15th, 2016.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to, extend the requesting 30 days to February 15th, 2016. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Good job.
That's it?
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you very much, Carol. Have a good night, sorry you had to wait so long.
That's all right. And I will be sending you an email, because I don't have the information tonight on the overspending for the town report printing.
Wow, that's a small one. I don't sign small. That's a hard one. Oh, the big similarity.
They're setting them back.
Okay, so we don't need that. Right, very good. Last one coming up. Thank you very much. Done. Done, done, and done. Okay, minutes, approval of minutes.
A question on the December 21st minutes. On page 6, towards the bottom, there's a one-sentence paragraph that doesn't seem to be a complete, oh, I guess it's a complete sentence, but I don't know what it's talking about. And I don't remember.
Oh, a training session for January 28th, I believe,
Was that the
That's
select board?
something to do with VLCT, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think, I wanna say, was that like the town meeting training for select boards?
Yes, that was,
No, when is your training session for emergency management?
That's the 21st.
that's the 21st.
Okay, I thought that that's what it was about. That there was gonna be a training session coming up, perhaps on January 28th. That's what
I
I
don't know
thought it
what
was.
that is because
Well,
that's,
okay.
because it was the 21st, and if I said the 28th.
I don't know,
We
I'm
could,
just saying, I
like
think
Sandy
that was
said, we could
about.
just take it out.
We can just remove it, cause I don't,
It's not really,
no.
What's a motion, I think?
yeah. And I'd rather take it out rather than include the wrong information.
Yes.
So, otherwise I'm okay with that.
Can I make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of December 21st as corrected.
Motion's been made to approve the minutes of the, December 21st as corrected. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I abstain.
Okay, yes, that's right. Well, with one abstention. Okay, January 4th.
I have to abstain from this one.
Accept as it's presented.
I need a second.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the minutes of January 4th as written. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Two abstentions, 3 ayes. Motion carried. All right, January 5th. I'm not touching this one. I'm kidding.
Madam Chair, move we accept these as printed.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept January 5th minutes as written. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Ayes have it. Okay, bills and warrants. Hey, we're going right along now.
Check the signatures.
You're still here.
Alright, Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to approve and pay the following warrants. 15-16.13, $29,945.31. 1S payroll, $7,541.49. And 2S payroll, $7,929.76.
Second.
Motion, any discussion on these?
I had an observation. I was looking at the electric bills.
Okay.
Because Green Mountain Power is doing their awesome analysis stuff that they're doing. Like, I don't know how accurate they are, but like the town office, this building, I guess it would make sense because of our meetings. Because we're in this building. The 22% of the usage is happening from 4 PM to 8 PM. And my initial thought was, well, they close at 5:30, but we're here, so never mind. The rec department, Pond Road. It's from 12 AM to 4 AM, but that would be the security lights probably, right?
And those use 25% of theirs?
Well, it's 25% of, so it's in a 24-hour period, where are you using the most? So it's dark hours, which makes sense, yeah. I just saw rec department and I was thinking the school, but it's not, it's the Pond Road being the
Right.
pool, and it's the security lights, so then I guess you can strike all of that.
Okay.
Is the tree still being lit up?
No,
Okay,
Gone.
no, it was turned off January 2nd.
okay. You can tell I don't get out much at night.
Okay, there was another question. Did you wanna bring that up, that
I've
question?
got to ask Todd when he's here.
Okay,
Which
well, he's here, so, and we're
Oh,
on
he's
the
behind the
warrants,
wall.
he's behind the thing.
Todd, can you come here a minute so I can just show you because I can't explain it.
This one?
No, it's the EA,
Oh, investigate.
right?
Oh, that's part of the regular
Oh,
bill
okay.
warrant, sorry, that's not inside here, yeah. Right, I don't know if it's on hundreds.
Okay, Todd, can you explain to me the best EAP is like from July bills?
And why do they have their own bill?
Because they're not covered under the,
Oh, okay.
it's right here. How come we're just getting the bill for July? Okay, so do they only bill once a year? No, do they every 6 months do they bill? Maybe? I'm just curious. Okay, I'd like to know that, thanks. Okay, you'll let me know.
Okay. You all set to move forward, or did you guys have anything? Okay, motion's been made and seconded to, accept and pay warrants 15-16.13, accounts payable, $29,945.31. 1S payroll, $7,541.49. 2S payroll, $7,929.76. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay, so let's go right to budget. I had a couple of things I wanted to ask about, because we were, I don't know if it was a couple of years ago or when it was, but we had talked about all salary personnel being hourly people. And it's not gonna save us anything, it's not gonna cost us anything, and I don't think it would harm the people. However, cause salary personnel that, or people that are salary personnel now, really, there's no justification for salary unless that's what we want. However, the, Harry Snyder, when he did his overhaul of the town, he had said that unless they have, what was it, 3, Katrina? If they don't have 3 full-time people underneath them, then they don't classify as
Really?
exempt personnel, and should not be getting salary. I didn't know if you wanted to change that. The salary, what they get for a figure now would be what they would still get, it's just be an hourly thing. However, also there's plus and minuses with everything we do. It could cause.
Time and a half.
Right.
I know within the rec department, I think the select board changed Ian from hourly to salary. I shouldn't say Ian, the assistant was changed from hourly to salary due to the amount of overtime for him, because it was a cost savings to do so.
But you can't really do that legally. That's the problem.
That is.
Well, I wasn't a part of that board,
Right.
so, but,
Neither was I.
but, no, I'm just saying that was what happened for that cost savings, I know, because of the rec board. So
Well,
I
it
know
shouldn't be a cost savings, because we say you only work 40 hours and adjust your hours, your time accordingly, 40 hours, no overtime. But that brings me up to something else. We've cut assistants down for town clerk and town treasurer, but we did not cut that assistant down.
Correct.
Why did we not do that?
I don't know.
Because he's not on hourly?
Well, I guess, I don't know.
How do you cut somebody's hours if they're on salary?
I'm gonna,
Good point, I never thought of that, but,
I don't know who this Harry Schneider guy is, but I'm gonna disagree with him.
okay.
So cause I worked in payroll, directly in payroll when I was at CS. And I had to do a whole lot of studying on Fair Labor Standards Act.
Well, that's okay, because he compared us to Burlington, so it's all right. You can disagree with him if you want.
So so I'm on the Fair Labor Standards Act website.
Okay.
Their short paragraph on salary are considered exempt employees, exempt meaning that they don't have to be paid overtime. So with few
Right.
exceptions, to be exempt, an employee must A, be paid at least $23,600 per year, and B, be paid on a salary basis, and also C, perform exempt job duties. That's where the tricky part of what a salary person, whether someone should be salary or not, is when it comes down to the job duties.
Okay.
Further down, there are 3 types of exempt job duties, and one of them is executive. That's the one that says regularly supervises 2 or more other employees.
Mhm.
I don't think any of our, job descriptions would consider any of, they wouldn't be executive job duties. And then you get into professionals,
Well, Ian would not be. David would.
well, there's,
What David wouldn't need and Seth would through
well, so
the
job
summer at least.
So you've got executive job duties, you've got professional job duties, and administrative job duties. So the 3 criteria for executive job duties are: 1, regularly supervises 2 or more other employees; 2, has management as the primary duty of the position; and 3, has some genuine input into the job status of other employees, such as hiring, firing, promotions, or assignments.
But nobody has
Um,
that privilege.
Right, which is why I'm
Except
like,
for, rec, who,
Right.
but that's seasonal, I think that's different,
But-
is it not?
Do those guidelines apply to municipal employees?
I'm not sure about that, I
That's a
have
good
to look
question.
into that.
Private.
Yep, good question.
I don't think so, actually, because, I mean, I'll look into it, I will look into it, but my thought is no, because we're paid just the same as everybody else. Like, you know, I mean, town employees are paid the same as regular employees are, you know, I mean, their FICA is the same, and the way that we have to pay them is,
But it might be
is the same.
differing
There might be, yeah.
guidelines.
Yeah, I'll look into it. It's more, I think, when it comes, and there, I mean, this is a very long page, so I'm not gonna get into everything, but, cause then you get into the, I wouldn't say anyone falls under the executive, because I think all of our department heads are operational. Their primary duty of their position is not management. They all are part of operations.
Yes, they
Even,
work.
even David is out in a truck.
Right,
You
they
know,
all work.
they're, so they're not just managing people, they have other jobs.
Yep.
So I'll have to, I'll look into more the professional and administrative.
I have all Harry Snyder's stuff at home.
Wasn't
so I
just
can
Harry,
make a
the
copy.
VLCT,
So-
we had actually contacted VLCT.
too, but I'm going by Harry
So,
because
but-
I really work closely with
Yeah,
him.
but using the 3 employees or more, that is not, that's
I mean,
not a
I'm not
defining
advocating
characteristic, so.
switching over, I'm just saying, you know, what's the pleasure of the board, we got to think about these things. Also, I wasn't, you know, truly advocating for Ian to be cut down, but I wanna know, you know, why we didn't. You know, whatever. You have a good reason why we didn't, so.
So on salary, I mean,
Should he be on salary though? He
Well,
shouldn't be on salary at all.
I think we need to do more investigation. I'm not prepared to make any kind of a vote tonight,
No.
because I'm not, I would need to
I
refresh
mean,
my
it would be,
memory
it
on
wouldn't
what.
touch the salaries as they
Right,
stand
so
now
can we just
anyway, just we can
Put that
move on
on
to that.
for another
Yeah.
meeting?
Um,
Next meeting, maybe?
Anybody else have questions on the budget itself? I know that we're all having a hard time with the budget this
I think
year.
Todd did.
Yeah.
Well, not yet, we're not there to Todd yet.
Okay.
Let's go, you know, in somewhat order here. Now, if this budget, like say we had 3 select board members that don't want to bring this budget here to town meeting, what happens? Do we have to go and do it all over again, or what? I mean, because I know that, Josh has said he doesn't support the budget. I believe, somebody else had said that. And I think that, I might be thinking if we can't be, fair and equal to everybody, then I'm not gonna accept it either. So, what would happen?
We have to present a budget that at least 3 of us vote on,
Yeah,
vote aye on.
Can you change the town meeting agenda?
yes, that's what I'm saying, that's true too, we can, you know, people can change it from the floor, we have floor vote.
But but 3 of us have to approve a budget to put in the town report and present to the people, yes?
Well, yeah, all right, well, in that case, then maybe I will, but I'm having trouble with a few things. But, anybody else? have anything? Speak now, forever hold your peace. All right,
We're
come
ready
on
to
up.
hear from Todd.
Yep, come on up, Todd. I believe, Todd's wants to speak on, probably, the, gas cards. Go ahead.
First, I wasn't able to make it to the last select board meeting because we were at a chimney fire. It was a pretty lengthy call.
I hope
So that's-
all's okay.
Yeah, okay. So I guess, I don't know if you want to explain the going from eight to 2,000, just real quick, or anyone just?
I believe we did that because for the last 2 or 3 years, now this is, I'm assuming, they're all gonna have to speak for themselves. I can only say, my assumptions. I don't speak for the board. But that for the last 2 or 3 years, you hadn't used it, hadn't even used 2,000. So we figured we were just pulling here and there. Plus, we felt that we had lost wages in there for you. And also that you could probably do fundraisers, which I know you do. But when you use town equipment, then it don't go in the association, it should go to you guys to get your gas cards if that's what you want to. That's my summation. I don't know. Josh, you wanna start?
I think that's what we all discussed, is that the 2,800 between the lost wages and the travel reimbursements. Last actual that we have, $112 out of that 2,800 was used. And I know that's because you guys have to put in for it, not everybody puts in for it.
Right.
Which, is their choice, I guess. And so, I guess that's why we kept it down to where it is. And as Chris said, the other thing that we talked about is, the fundraisers where you guys do use the town equipment, whether it be, an engine or whatever. That money is allowed to go into the association at this point and not, go to the general budget to help maintain those pieces of equipment that are used during those fundraisers. So between those two things, we feel that they're, the sum of money that you need is there, it just needs to come from a different bucket.
Okay, well,
Do you wanna hear from the full board?
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Jeff?
Yeah, I'd echo what everybody else said as far as $2,000 has never been used. Then there's a request for 6,000 more for 8,000. And I think the thought was, well, spend the 2,000 first and have the administration and supervision of doing that before saying, well, here's a bunch more money to go at it. I think that was pretty much the thought process.
Sandy, Emily? I mean, it's not saying we don't wanna give to you guys, or that we don't appreciate you,
I
don't
understand.
ever take it that way, that's not.
It's fair if everybody has their opinion. The 800, the line item for the lost wages is for people within this work.
Yeah, we know that.
The $2,000 that's in there, as of right now, hasn't been touched because I wanted to wait until I was on winter layoff, which turned out I got another job, but anyways, to sit with Cindy and find out the best and the easiest way to purchase the gas cards with that. So her and I can be on the same page, and then, so pretty much I wasn't gonna, wing it and go, 100 here, 100 there, I wanted to figure out an easy way for her and I to be able to sit down and say, okay, this is how the easiest way to purchase these are.
But you could, of course, you still have 2,000 from this budget that we're in right now, still you haven't even used.
Right.
And then on the 1st of July, you'll have 2,000 more. There's $4,000 right there. You could get up with Cindy before June 30th and
Right.
get gas cards and that, you know what I mean? Like Josh said, you can find it somewhere, you know what I mean? So you have it, you just,
So if that's what the board wants to do, then.
Well, we're trying to help you to show you where you can get
Cause
it
I've got
from.
a 6-month period of, from July 1st to December 31st of the calls that we've done and the guys that have responded.
Oh.
And it was 21 and 35.
2,135?
Yeah, that's what everybody's payout equaled. I ran out of ink, so I don't have copies, but.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead, Sandy.
Todd, so the thing to do is at town meeting, present that and have this raised from the floor.
Well, I think that he's gotta have $4,000, and it's
But
not
he's
like.
gonna have spent the 2,000 on those. So that's gonna be gone.
Oh, this is up until December 2015, right?
Yeah, that's July 1st, 2015.
So that's half a year, he's already
Okay.
used his
That's a
$2,000,
full year.
you know, so
So you've
unless,
purchased gas cards already?
no.
No, he just did an estimate of what he,
Oh, I see.
Right.
if, based on his program.
Yeah.
I get you. Sorry. I'll get on your page in a minute.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
later.
that's a whole different kettle of fish, because now you have proof that you're gonna have spent that in 6 months. I don't think you can guarantee there's no more chimney fires this year. Please.
Well, thank you for jinxing the whole town, Sandra.
Please don't look at mine.
I guess in the end, I don't think you're gonna see the board move its position on it. But as Sandy mentioned, you know, I would present this as you presented it to us tonight to the town, because ultimately, it doesn't matter what we say in this room, and in the end,
I
that's what
think
the
I'd rather
voters
have the
vote.
townspeople cut out the budget than the select board not do it.
Well, as the select board members, we have a fiduciary responsibility to 600-plus taxpayers in this town. I for one take that seriously.
I didn't say you didn't take it.
No, I'm just expressing that's, you know, and it's great that we have town meeting and people can discuss, and, you know, it happens, sometimes things get cut out nowadays, but, that's where I'm coming from. I have a fiduciary responsibility for taxpayers to properly, put their money towards greater good.
Unfortunately, you know, fire service isn't easy to come up with members, and I think gas cards are a good way to boost a little bit of morale, you know.
I don't disagree with
I
that,
don't either,
but the town has shown some appreciation in purchasing some equipment.
I agree.
You know, new fire truck.
I'm very
New
thankful.
pickup truck, and so, you know, having the chance to work with some, you know, newer equipment, gotta help morale a little bit.
It has, but, you know, I mean,
So how many members do you have right now?
Mhm.
well, in between 27 and 35. That's from firefighter to support staff. Some support staff, they don't go on calls, they like, similar to the
Some
auxiliary per se.
kind of? All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you remind me what the criteria was to get again? Cause I know originally it was like $5 a card, and then you were changing, cause you buying $5.
I would know, it's
What was the-
gonna be $5 per call. You had to respond from your house, so if you were at the fire station already, you wouldn't be getting that $5, you didn't use your car to get there for the call. And then you had to, if you showed up at the end, you know, 5 minutes when the call is gonna be done, then you wouldn't get a gas card because you weren't there for the duration. So, them are the two or three big ones.
And then it was gonna be like you were thinking about doing like $50 cards, so once you
Well,
went to 10 calls.
$25 cards would be a lot easier than buying $2,000 worth of $5.
Right, yeah, that was kind of a change that you mentioned.
what's the board's gonna stand?
Yeah, but I seriously think that if you presented, we have gone to X number of calls, And this is what would have been spent this year, up to March 1st. I think you may see the townspeople raise it. I think it'd be a good thing to do. But even if they didn't, at least they would realize something.
I don't think that, the board's gonna change it. It isn't because we don't appreciate you or anything or anything of that. I hope that you do not take it that way.
No,
Like Jeff said, we have to cut a little bit here, a little bit there. It's not just you and your department. Everybody's had to see some sort of something, you know? I mean, with people upstairs, they've had to, lose hours. That's a lot of money.
can't take any area away from that.
No, and that, right, because you're volunteer, and that stands for something, in my book, it does, so.
There's not enough people that volunteer in this community as it is.
That's right.
It's far and few between nowadays.
Mhm. I think that, between the, I know you got that list and whatever, but I think between the two of them, you may get it okay this year, the 2016 year. You're gonna get, total 4,000.
Then, where we go from there? I mean,
Well, then you're gonna then next year will be, if you put in for 2,000 or whatever you do, I don't know, that's however the next board feels,
And have your ducks in
if
a
they,
row.
but I agree with, Jeff, we do have a fiduciary responsibility and we're trying. We haven't done everything right, have we? No. But we are trying to be fair and we are, and do what we can to help the townspeople that we do, answer to. And I think I agree with Sandy. Bring it up at town meeting. They'll either say yes or no.
right.
But they'll also know what you're doing.
Right, and I think that's important.
The only time a lot of people see you is when you come to their house.
Yeah.
So let them know what you're doing. They should know.
Yep.
You got anything else?
Yeah.
Actually I do. We got an estimate from, can't remember the company's name. It's from J. Whitcomb. It's an apparatus service and repair company for fire trucks. And we have an estimated repair cost on our tanker of $13,257 for the pump transmission. We're getting another quote from KME. It's just informational at this point.
It's something that's going, not something that's gone.
Right,
speak.
right. It's one of them things that, being that it's with the pump the water off, it could go tomorrow or so forth. I'm just,
Wow, we have that in the replacement of the tanker. That's tanker 1, am I correct?
yeah.
We have that in the capital plan, but the need year isn't until 24, 25.
This isn't for the whole truck, this is for.
No, this is just for,
repair.
it's
The
just
part.
for,
Okay. You're right.
Hale, which is the pump manufacturer, recommends, with a brand new replacement part, not a refurbished,
yeah.
so, and that pump transmission's $9,500,
Mhm.
and then the labor is,
Now, is that the only company that you've
No,
got a
no.
quote from, or?
yes, as far as right now, we're working on another quote,
Mhm.
and we need three,
Right.
right? Okay,
Yep, that's
Just write
three,
that down.
yeah. But I mean, if you don't get 3, get 2, and, but work hard to get the 3,
right,
yes.
yeah, okay, would that be considered emergency repair? Or how would that work, I mean, being that it hasn't per se failed?
How do you know it's going?
there's an air leak. I'm just trying to remember out from what I've been told. There's an air leak which, they came out and they looked at, and it's part of the pump system when you engage it and stuff, and, there's one part that's actually that's worn, that is a whole part of that assembly and stuff. When we get more information, we'll make a date, and we'll come in and talk with you guys, so.
Who is the company or whatever this, or was it a company that came in and that you said, like, there was an air leak, so somebody came in and said this is what they think it is?
Yeah, that company from.
So is the company you just said, whatever the name was? Yeah.
Jay Whitcomb, yeah. I can read what the quote says. Just take apart the pump transmission to determine the extent of wear and damage causing the air leak. Remove the pump rear bearing housing to replace the pump packings and packing adjuster. And then it's a price of $9,400 for the pump transmission, and then $574 for packing, seal, and packing, seals, and then packing adjuster. And then the labor is what really gets you.
Yes,
you know?
of course.
And it's about a 30-hour job, 15 to take it out, 15 to put it in.
Well, we have an emergency capital reserve fund that says it's for the purposes of providing perpetual funds for unanticipated and emergency capital replacements and/or repairs, and to help defray the cost of any annual appropriation of the capital plan. The select board shall be authorized to make expenditures from this fund by majority vote for items of $10,000 or more.
I just wanted to make sure, make sure the direction you had
I mean, you
before
didn't
I said,
plan
hey.
for this
Right,
thing
no,
to
no,
fall
it's-
apart, did you?
no.
Yeah, so,
I didn't want to say, hey, go ahead and fix it, and be like, oh, how it
yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, we need to have you,
Well,
you bring it to us first.
Is it functioning now?
It is.
I mean, that's, I think, where Sandy was getting at, so it's functioning now, so I mean, we know that it may be
Right.
gonna
I mean, it could
die
be-
soon,
It could be
but,
the next call, it could be 10 calls from now, or,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Well, when
hard.
you get your 3 bids, let us know, and,
Yeah.
or let Katrina know, and she'll let me know, and, we'll put you on the next, that
Sure,
agenda.
sounds good.
The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about while we're here, because, I don't know, I guess it is kind of budget, but it's not, the fuel expense for this year.
Yes, I wanted to know that, thank you, I'm gonna turn the
Seems
heat
to
up a
be
little
like
bit.
it's going to exceed
we're
your
gonna be
Anybody
budget.
else
gone
cold?
in, well, yeah, but we're gonna be gone in 10 minutes.
But,
Okay, all the
we're all
freeze.
trying to figure out why, based on a new
Yes, I
furnace
hope-
and stuff like
yeah.
that, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
You got a 2,000 gallon fill up in the fall.
That had nothing to do with me, that was all David Walker.
yes, he does, he.
Right.
oh yeah, he
Yeah.
coordinates he coordinates the bulk buy for the town,
Right.
absolutely. But the usage of the fire department continues to exceed the budget. And with the new furnace, we were in hopes that it would not exceed the budget this year, but it looks like it is going to.
If you get another fill-up, absolutely, we
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to
which
afford
it-
it.
which
It
needs-
might last quite a while. though.
Yeah,
Yeah, which,
Yeah, 'cause
that's kind of where we're getting at is where do you see your recent fill-up lasting you through?
I don't even know how many gallons you put in. Just
it was
recently.
a little over 2,000,
And that's,
right,
Or
that
was
brought
it
it
a
up
two- I
to,
don't
Hold on, I'll
remember.
tell you here in a minute.
yeah, I
Because-
can't remember, but,
because I got a phone call from David one evening and said, hey, I just
yeah,
put a cuckoo
yeah,
out.
they has
Fuel.
to, but,
Yeah.
you don't leave the doors open or
No,
anything like that
and
for,
the thermostat's only set on 62 in the bays.
Okay,
Wow.
he said, David said, as of January 6th, that there was approximately 2,165 gallons in the tank.
Oh, we should be set for a while.
but it's a 6,000 gallon
6,000
tank.
I don't think it's ever been, I know it since I've been the chief. And I wanna say since David, even with David Andrews, the chief and Tom, I don't think that thing's ever seen a complete
Fill.
fill back.
And
You
it
know?
says that 600 has to remain in the tank for operational
Yep.
purposes.
Right, because you have to leave it.
So-
You must have ran down below 600. I don't know, I figured it had to have been below 600.
Yeah, but I thought they had they put in a total of the 2,100 gallons, no? Okay.
No, that's what was in there after the fill-up was 2165.
Okay.
So you really have, with the 600 gallons that we have to remain in the tank for operational, you only have like 1,600 to use until the end of the fiscal year, otherwise you'll exceed your budget.
Yeah, I feel that we'll be okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I know
Because we
what it
need
was.
to
It
make
was
that adjustment in our budget
the
tonight, if
figure.
you feel like you're gonna be over and consistently be over, but,
No, I don't think we should consistently be over.
okay.
Yeah, I remember now, it was the figure, it was $2,200 or something like that, am I correct on that one?
Yeah, we have about
And then we only have about that much left.
Yeah, we only have about 2,000 left within the budget for fuel for the fire department through the end of July,
June
end of June.
30th.
So, we're
Should-
hoping.
So
should
has,
make it.
has David taken over all the fuel? I mean,
Yes.
call him for
Yeah.
deliveries and everything?
Yeah, I
didn't know.
I always thought he did it anyway.
No.
Okay.
I mean, not that, don't get me wrong, it's not a huge deal.
It's one less thing you have to do.
Right, I just think informational for myself, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, if Dave's
Yeah.
gonna take care of it, then that's
Apparently
perfectly
so,
fine with
yep.
me.
He's
Yeah.
he's in charge of doing the bulk buy for the town, so I would
Yeah.
assume he'd be scheduling that.
Right, cause I know, I mean, last year we had to call for our own, but I mean, if he's doing that, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind
And
doing it.
hopefully you're good through this winter anyway,
Yeah.
based
Yeah.
on your recent fill-up.
Yeah, we should be.
Yeah, good.
I mean, the only time I'll turn the heat up is a little bit is if we have a truck that's been out, you know, all night, and we just let it warm up a little bit and then wash it, turn it down.
And so, but you feel the new furnaces is doing,
It better be.
yeah, I would think so.
No, I think it's doing a better job.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Do we wanna talk about the association money and the discussion that we had?
Yeah, but we just did, I mean, with your
Well, something a
fundraiser.
little bit more concrete.
Yeah, your fundraiser, when you like have your,
Dinners and the breakfasts.
well, the dinners and the breakfasts, I believe the food is bought by the association, am I correct?
Yep.
So that would go back to the association. I'm talking about the car washes, things like that, that you use the truck or you use town stuff.
Yes, that's right.
Say what?
Filling a pool.
Yeah,
That's what
filling
we
a
talked
pool and
about.
stuff like that. You get money and it goes into the association where it actually should be coming into the general fund to lower your budget here, this budget. Relieving the taxpayer, am I saying that right?
Percentage.
Yeah, or at least a percentage of it, yeah. What do you think?
To offset the maintenance of the vehicles being used for those things, and you know, when we were talking about it, it was definitely a minor issue, because what do you make out of filling pools in a year? $1,000, $2,000?
Yeah, so, I mean,
Yeah, but even still,
But-
2,000.
I know, trust me.
I mean, a lot, you know, the association, the money that we raise or whatever, I mean, it comes back, 99% of it comes back to the guys, to the department. T-shirts, work shirts, I'm gonna, be doing, newer style, well, not newer style, but new work shirts, because a lot of ours, the sleeves are all ratted up. And if I don't have enough money in the uniform budget, I'm gonna hit the association up, and
Yeah, and that's good too. What I'm thinking, and I can't speak for the board, but what I'm thinking anyway, and, is that if you're using town equipment that the taxpayers had a tax burden, on, then I feel that, personally I feel, that whatever money you make, and whether it be a percentage of it, I don't know, that's up to, the board, but, whatever you make from that should go back, like Josh said, for the maintenance of that vehicle, or the relief of the taxpayer on your own budget. I mean, that would look, so good if you could say, oh, look we even had revenue this year. Like, say, for example, the rec, everything they do, they put back into to lower their budget. You see what I'm saying? Am I saying it right? Yeah.
Well, I think you need to say that a lot of this came because the town audit recommended that a percentage of that come back.
I don't remember the percentage, I remember.
No, not a
percentage.
percentage.
He just said 8%,
Oh,
he
I-
didn't give us a number.
Yeah, oh, I see, okay.
When I do a pool.
Well, I know, but I didn't, yeah, okay.
When I do a pool for, I leave it up to the homeowner. They wanna donate the money to the fire department, they can donate to the fire department. They wanna do it to the association, they can do it to the association. I feel, some people do want to and some people don't,
But they have to pay you, because you say, if we're,
Right.
if we're filling up a 30,000 gallon tank, it's gonna cost you $150 or $200, whatever it is, right?
no more than that.
Whatever, yeah, I'm just.
Where's the water come from? Just down by the,
Post office.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cleanest water in town,
yeah,
to be honest.
yeah. I mean, what's,
I think it's a neat table for later discussion.
yeah, yeah, cause, I mean, I think that we need to go by, and do some of the recommendations. This is like Sandy said, recommendations from the, outside audit firm, that we need to kinda look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, and we'll have you come back and,
I'll do my best to work for you guys.
Thanks, Doug.
thank you, I hope so.
Try.
No, you'll try hard, I know you will.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yep.
Thank you, Todd.
All right, thank you so much, Todd. Okay, moving right along because we have 3 minutes. Okay, salary,
So do we need to accept the budget so we can?
Yes.
I
Okay.
had us out of here at 8:10. I don't know where the 3 minutes came from.
Cheryl, move that we accept the budget.
okay,
Seconded.
motion's been made and seconded to accept this budget and present it at town meeting, friendly amendment at town
Yes.
meeting, present it at town meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay.
I was gonna say nay too, but I'll say aye because I want it to at least get to the town meeting. Because I'm not sure what would happen if we didn't.
If you introduce the budget.
It would be.
There is a word for that, I can't remember. That's like a budget.
That's called not a majority vote.
There's a word
Anyway,
for that type of budget.
It's a split
So-
vote.
Excuse me?
It's a split vote.
No, that would be 2-2 and I wouldn't be here. Okay,
half, or half against.
yeah, there you go.
Then it's a no vote.
Okay, so let's go real quickly. Salary grid and hiring freeze, we should make a motion to, we don't have to rescind the motion that was made a couple of years ago, but I wonder if you wanna, just say, we're gonna open up the grid for movement, and, I'm not so sure about the hiring freeze, I kinda like to leave that there, but that's up to the board.
Do you mind table this for a later meeting when our heads aren't pounding?
You get it? Okay,
Table
tabled, all right, second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye, that we table this. Ayes have it. Articles, do you wanna just move to, the new business and get,
Yes.
like, get Girl Scouts cookies, they wanna have their sale at town meeting day, voting day, whatever you wanna call it, it is actually town meeting day.
Can we require a free box to all select board members to approve that now?
Yes. No, that would really be a bad
Yeah.
thing, wouldn't it?
But it sure would taste good.
Yeah, that's like, putting an article in for Chris Howe's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's in there again.
I don't know
Better
why you
not
did
be.
Madam Chair,
All right, the three of them, Sandy.
I'm going to, I move that we approve the Girl Scout cookie sale without having to have them give us cookies, the preschool raffle, and the historian's food sale for town meeting day, for voting day.
And they all have to, the historians all have to make us a pie. I need a second.
Cup of coffee.
Second.
Okay.
Not to the pie.
It's too late.
All right, motion's been made and seconded, that the Girl Scouts, preschool raffle, and historians all be allowed to, for cookie sales have that raffle and food sale. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. The town report committee, it was thought that maybe next year we have a town report committee. And,
The town administrator may charge.
hopefully we may have, yeah,
There's a lot of them do
so
that.
we'll kind of table this one. So moved. Oh, no, I can't do that.
So moved.
Second.
And you can do that.
Yeah, I can, but I don't. It's not my practice to do it. All those in favor of tabling the town report committee, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, so articles.
Do you wanna do your town meeting tune-up thing real quick?
Oh, yes, yeah, let's, town meeting.
Oh.
Sandy wants to go to, this, huh?
Somebody of us should go.
No, but you said you
Yeah, I
wanted
would
to go.
like to go, yeah.
Alright, it's the town meeting tune-up in Montpelier. It's at the Capitol Plaza Hotel and Conference Center. And Sandy would like to go. Is there anybody else that would like to go? It's, $60 for Sandy to go. We're passive members. Go ahead.
I'd like to know, does VLCT also have parliamentary procedure workshops and when they are and how?
Yes, they're in April, and we'll get notified just after town meeting of them.
And that's,
That's for select board, new select board members, everything, yes.
what about for the inquiring and curious public? like myself?
Then you can go, you just have to pay for it yourself, town will pay for it.
And to this thing too? No, that's just for select board.
No,
Select board
that's-
and moderation, they can go to this.
Anybody can go to this, moderator, select board, let's see, town clerks, town managers, and administrators. All local officials who are interested in learning how to run a town meeting.
Okay,
They have
not
excellent,
me yet, huh?
they have excellent presentation.
I know, I've been thinking about it for years and I haven't done it yet. I want it, one of these days.
Okay,
Make
can
a
I,
motion to allow Sandy to go to this town meeting tune-up.
okay, motion's been made and seconded to, pay for Sandy's, attendance, thank you very much. At the town meeting tune-up, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it, there you go, Sandy.
Get registered.
All right, was there another thing?
What was that?
Okay,
Alright, so I gave you to hand this one out. Throw away the one you got.
okay.
As I was looking through it, I remembered I had forgotten one.
Boy, never mind about the Paper Reduction Act.
Yeah.
Still says Chris Howe's brother in it?
Yeah, it still says Chris Howe's brother in it, so I had to take that out. Here's some copies for the audience.
Okay, I have a headache now. Okay, first of all,
Anybody want one?
we don't know what the schools are, we don't need them in there right now anyway, I mean, as far as we're concerned.
Oh, wow, we have to change it to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share is one.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Good girl, thank you, you're a smart girl.
I figured if I was gonna update it for the one I forgot, I might as well update it for the Wednesday.
Make sure you apply for the other job too. Okay, let's see.
Did we put these in descending order?
I tried, I might have messed it up, but I,
Yeah, I thought we talked about like
Yeah,
moving the library trustees and stuff like that to the
You
end.
can-
well,
go to
I
the end.
kinda left, I just kinda left the library
it's always-
together.
Yeah, I see what you did, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Makes
I did the descending.
All right, now, you're gonna put the libraries thing in here, correct? Because,
Right, I didn't have it at the time, but I need
Okay.
to put
Yeah,
that in
you
there,
need to
and
put
I
the
need
figures.
to, the capital plan,
Should go
I need to
before
know
you-
what numbers to use, cause I looked at it and went, I'm not really sure.
capital plan
Of course, we
is,
just approved that one, so.
yeah, that is, that figure, and I probably don't have the right one. Of course I don't. There it is. I believe the funds that you would be, appropriating, and it doesn't say raise, So we're probably going to, use the,
Well, it says-
emergency capital plan fund to fund this.
What?
Because we use the emergency capital plan fund to fund this.
I thought we only did that in a pinch.
I thought that was
Yeah,
emergency.
that was like your
No,
emergency.
no, that's part of the, read it, it's part of the synopsis, but, then it would be, not just to appropriate, it would have to say raise.
Okay, I
That's
took
the
this right out of
164.
last year's book, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's 164,
So appropriate 164,
786 and 56 cents.
okay,
That's raised and appropriate.
so I have to add the word raised.
Yes, you have to, if we're not gonna use the fund.
Okay, so then it continues to be expended, wait a minute, so then it continued, the article continues to be expended for items approved for purchase in the capital plan, of which blank shall be raised by taxes, and blank from the capital
So you're
plan.
gonna appropriate the 164, and then you're gonna, so much will be raised by taxes.
Okay, so those are the,
That's the 164, you're still gonna raise that amount.
But don't we have some of it in there already?
No, this is what you're raising this year, is this total right here.
How did Lynda go home?
Well,
You are,
yeah, I
that
know,
number at the
I know
bottom
what
of that
we're doing.
whole column is what you're gonna raise.
okay, so what's my next number, and my next number after that, I guess is my question. I took this out of last year's warning. So shall the voters, according to Chris, I'm adding the word raised and appropriate $164,786.56 to be expended for items approved for purchase in the capital plan.
Okay,
That's the
I'm sorry,
It's
you're gonna
appropriate
raise
218.
$218,884.
118.
Say that again, 218.
I'm sorry, stop.
Yes.
Yes, you're gonna raise $218,884.
Even?
Right,
Okay.
less $783.44 of interest and gains, less returned funds, $53,314,
Just have her write it up for you.
and appropriate $164,000. Am I correct on that one?
Appropriates the spending, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so we're spending 218, and we're
So you're gonna raise, yes,
And we're
it's the other way
raising
around.
164.
Here, right here.
We're raising 164, blah, 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 shall
Yep.
be raised by taxes.
This should be raised.
53,
Okay, so-
314 by
I guess I
excess
got more,
funds.
does this whole article
Shall the
not valid?
voters raise $218,000?
No, she's saying,
218,
the big
appropriate
thing.
is the spending,
Yes.
raising is the
Here it is,
generating.
right here.
Okay.
so I don't need the word
I was
raised.
looking at her raised. Sorry about that.
Well, cause you told me to add
Yes,
that.
I know.
The
You're
other
going to.
ones are raise and appropriate, cause it's one fell swoop and it's one source, but this
Okay.
is different sources.
Shall the voters appropriate
218.
$218,884,
Okay.
okay?
And
And
be expended for items approved.
no, not to be expended yet, because, and then you're gonna go and to raise,
Of which blank shall be raised.
yes, right there,
So I go to,
164,
See,
right there, with 164 to be
so I go to
raised by
here,
taxes.
and then I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna take this, of which shall be raised by taxes.
Yes, 164,786.56. Yep.
786.56.
Yep.
Okay, that goes there. And then what?
And blank from the capital plan. I don't know what that is.
I don't think they wrote it right last year.
And, just a minute, let me look it
Now,
up in the book.
question for Nancy, cause are we spending 208, are we putting 218 towards the plan, or are we putting 164 towards the plan?
164.
Now I'm confused.
Yes, see, this is, take this 218,
Well, that money's already in there.
What-
The money that, from the sale of the cars and the excess
Yes.
money and all that, that's already in there.
Okay,
And so is the 700 and something. So the total we need is 200 and something, but we can minus off those two figures because it's already in there.
Okay,
So we only have to raise
Raise the
164.
164. Didn't they say that? That's what I thought I said.
well, so it's the
You
difference
did.
between the definition of raise and appropriate.
I know, appropriate is
not-
spending.
Well, that's what yeah.
We're not,
So you're gonna raise and appropriate, maybe you're not even gonna do the 218, cause you've got let's see, how do you go with the total plan?
you're not gonna appropriate all of it right now.
Right,
No.
I think it's just,
Well, it's, yeah.
look at the 2000.
I'm-
Yeah,
I was
putting
just
it into a
looking,
bucket.
I just looking at any
Yeah,
of them because I don't.
But
think
it
it's
doesn't, like,
changed.
she's got it written perfectly. It's the wording now that we have to capture perfectly here. And we're gonna spend all night doing that, I'm afraid. Okay.
See, in
It's a
2011, it read differently, to see if the town will raise so much money and appropriate the sum of so much money for funding of items in the capital
Are
plan.
they the same number?
This money can only be used for items authorized in the Vernon capital plan.
That sounds better.
Yeah.
This, last
Now,
year's
this was back in 2011,
Are
I
they the
just
same
pulled
number?
anything.
I think last year's was wrong.
No, the numbers are different.
Which one's higher?
The appropriated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
Here.
is, because that's what you're spending more of.
yeah,
It's right here.
yeah,
Yeah, because we don't put in what we've taken out,
correct.
so you don't wanna put that in there. You gotta find out what you're actually spending this year. Actually, you are spending it, shit, no, you,
Talk to Sally, she knows exactly what,
Yeah.
Katrina.
We know.
Bad word.
10-second delay.
beep beep.
That was in 2011, I just grabbed one, I figured.
Madam
Don't
Chair,
worry about that, yes, go.
can we authorize you and Katrina to meet with Sally and get the wording in properly rather than trying to do it?
Yes, I agree with that, or we can just let her do
Yeah,
it.
Second.
Katrina.
Yeah, you don't need a motion, she'll do it.
Motion to adjourn.
And,
I covered my mic.
oh,
I covered my
I
mic.
know, but you said it, so we have to adjourn.
I'll second.
Oh,
You have to.
seriously, no, I'm rescinding. Can't you rescind that?
You're not supposed to,
I'm so sorry.
that's okay, we have to quit.
Oh, man.
We were having such fun, too.
I knew it.
It's like calling the question, you have to
Yeah,
do
you
it.
have to do it. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Right.
Nay. Can't even do it that way?
Can't unring the bell.
I can't
Yeah, call the meeting to order again.
Oh, ooh,
What?
Have a special.
Oh, we didn't
So
order
okay,
it.
we'll have to have another meeting, I'm gonna call an emergency meeting tomorrow night.
Can't we? No.
no.
I'm kidding.
Just with the articles?
We have to have a meeting
I
for
mean,
these
just-
articles,
could we
we
do it
gotta get them
Before
done.
the thing tomorrow night? What's today, Monday, Tuesday?
And actually,
Let
we
us know.
can't do any business discussion,
Yeah, let us know.
we're done. Good night, and thank you all for coming.